We have had plenty of conversations over the last several years about buying a franchise, but I don't think we've actually broken down the process on how to buy a franchise step by step. So we are going to fix that right now with the one and only Bo Eckstein. Bo, how you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Awesome. I can't believe we haven't done this topic. I know there's been lots of ORAT fans who've reached out to you. Some of them have even bought franchises, but I think we've been amiss. Why don't we paint the picture of the process of somebody who wants to buy a franchise?
Sure. So I think there's really two ways of going about it. One is, and this might be not the best way, which is you are scrolling around looking for business opportunities and you go to Biz Buy Sell and you see like a listing and it's a franchise and you call them and you are dealing directly with one franchise. And the reason I tell you why that's probably not the best is because you have to carve out your buy box first. So working with somebody on my team or myself, the way it works is a little bit different. Now, we don't charge any fees. We're actually paid by the franchisor. And our job is really to be impartial and to be an advocate and help you guide you through like the decisioning process. So for example, we want to show you 7 or 10 different ideal business models. So we give you an assessment. We do a lot of intake, a questionnaire. And then through those conversations, we help you build a buy box, right? Like this might be, these areas or these sectors might be a good fit. Once we do that, we go back to the drawing board and we go and we do territory checks to see what is available in your market, because most franchises are specific to, you know, the territory might be taken in your location. And so we start wide and we narrow it down. And then I'll usually have about 15 or so ideas. And then I narrow it down to the top 6 to 8 because you don't want to show too many. And we're obviously basing it on, is it SBA eligible? Do you have the experience to run this type of business? Is it aligned with your lifestyle, your goals? All these things play a factor. Then we meet with you. We go over these 8 different business models, and we encourage you to pick 3. And look, this is just like putting your foot in the water at this point. You're committing to at least go through the process. And then those 3, we want you to have deep dives with the actual franchisor, the development person for that franchise. And then after that, we meet you the following week and we say, well, John, what did you think about XYZ and XYZ and XYZ franchises? Mm-hmm. Well, I like these 2, but I didn't like this one because of this. And then maybe you go down and then there's a series of 6 to 7 calls, which can be anywhere from 60 to 120 days of you learning about the business model, jumping on group calls, validating those calls. And after initially what happens after your first call, they'll send you the FDD. By law, they have to send you the franchise disclosure document. And that's got it's got 23 items in it. And you got 23 sections. Item 19 is the earnings. Item 7 is the low to high investment range of the franchise and the various other things. And I teach you some hacks that I use, such as using ChatGPT to analyze for red flags and things like that. There's a lot of things we can do before we get too far in. I have it break down the item 7, have it break down the item 19 so I can understand how the business makes money. It's real high level. Then after you're doing calls, they'll eventually say, hey, here's a list of 20 people or 10 people. Go ahead and set appointments with these other franchise owners. And we call that the validation process. That to me is one of the most important, if not the most important part of the process, is talking to people. And one hack I like to say is find somebody who's got a similar background that's operating this business model, because they're going to be like you. And they might have a tech background. Now they're getting into a blue collar service-based business. Find people that are like you during the process. After you do a series of validation calls, we start putting together projections for your SBA loan. This is where people go wrong. People sometimes pay a third party. For example, there's a third party that works in the franchise industry, and they sell the Rob's rollover plan, which is taking your retirement account and converting it to a C Corp into a Rob's rollover plan. And so that oftentimes is not the best, because you have to be a C Corp. And you often don't want to be a C Corp. I'm not a tax attorney or a CPA, but if you want to essentially be a pass-through entity. Many of the people start in as an LLC. Once they start making revenue, they go into an S Corp. But if you're trying to pull distributions and get paid, the entity is very important. So we, of course, give you a free consultation with one of our top CPAs during the process. What business entity? Ask questions. Hey, because some of you don't have an income problem, you have a tax problem. So maybe something with heavy equipment makes more sense. We figure all this out. This is all going into your buy box. And then as you're going through the process, the projections, going back to the projections, some people pay, like there's a company that actually charges you $7,000 to build your projections and your business plan. I give you a template and I don't charge you anything to do it. So,
Crazy.
and I want, the reason I want you to do it, because you need to learn how the business works. What are the expenses? What are the recurring expenses? That's a very important process of your due diligence. So I like for you to get started early in the process doing that. So that's very critical, and a lot of people overlook that. And then perhaps you eliminate one more franchise and you're like, this is it. And we're going through all the due diligence. You get to a point and there's something called the discovery day. And when you get to this point, this is where the franchisor says, yeah, this candidate is a good fit. Let's invite them to kick the tires and we can meet face to face. And that's a discovery day. At that point, you should be pretty convinced that this is the franchise that you're going to go with, assuming you don't get cold feet when you're there or it's a misalignment. So discovery day, after discovery day, they either one, award you the franchise, or two, say piss off. And usually they're not going to tell you to piss off unless you're a complete moron, but it happens. I mean, if you got to that point, you look good on paper, they look good on paper, everything you've learned about it. There's no perfect business model. Let me tell that. There's no perfect thing that you're going to put money into and it's going to spit out a bunch of money. It's not realistic. You have to put in the work, of course, like anything. But once you get to that point, you're awarded the franchise. Usually at that point, they want you to start paying your franchise fee, et cetera. So way in advance, we're already working on what funding option. I help you. My team helps you find the right bank, figure out the funding, and oftentimes at no cost to you. So if you go and work with many other companies, like I was telling you, the company charges you $7,000 up front. They also get paid on the back end. I don't charge people up front to do any of this. So it's like a seriously like a concierge service. I should charge because it'd probably have more value to, when people pay for something. But we try to, our goal is to help 1 million people over the next 10 years. And obviously I'm not going to help them one-on-one, but through books, through speaking at events, through being on podcasts like this, I can do it and I will do it because I know that everyone should own some sort of business, whether you're bootstrapping. We talk about it day in and day out. It's the truth. You can study, talk to CPAs that are, understand entrepreneurship, talk to people. They'll tell you why they own businesses and why most of those people are probably further ahead financially than the majority of the W-2 employees. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. It's harder than being a W-2 employee. So you have to have the callous to do it. But I would honestly, because I do talk to a lot of people in ORAT, 50, 60-year-old guys that are like, on paper, they're successful, but they're dying inside. I don't want you guys to be dying inside. We got to be growing. And to be growing, you have to be expanding your horizon and building ownership, owning stuff. Owning assets, not stuff. Owning assets is what we talk about. Everyday wealth builders is what we talk about. And maybe the real estate is your thing and you're going to continue. And that's a great way. You're going to be successful. But maybe you want to fast track. That's when business ownership, I think, can play a critical role. Or a gateway business, if you're keeping your W-2. Maybe you love what you do. Maybe you're paid well and there's no reason to quit. That's fine. But could you have a bolt-on business, a gateway business? Yes. Yeah. So after award day, you end up financing in place. You either accept the decision to join that franchise and start going into training and getting your closing and getting your loan done or financing it. But then you go into the operations point. So this process takes at minimum 60 days. Obviously, vending is quicker because the vending businesses we represent or we refer are not franchises or business opportunities. They run much like a franchise. They support you like a franchise, but they're not a franchise. We call it a business opportunity. We also have a medical staffing company that's not a franchise. So sometimes it's a biz op, we call them. but majority of them are franchises out there. And franchising is a way to get a proven system. And if you can follow a playbook, you should be successful. Now, do people fail in franchising? Of course.
Yeah. What I hear you really saying is you can go after buying a franchise by yourself, go to biz, buy, sell, try to do it all yourself, or you can partner with somebody who has your best interest, who's going to take you through this series of process and not be, you don't know a dime, right? You have undoubtedly spent time with hundreds, if not thousands of people who do nothing. But the way you've set up your system is if you do it right long enough, you are that concierge. You will help people start businesses, buy businesses. And the first step is go to onerentalmeeting.com. That's the first step to all of this, right?
100%. It's easy. I'm motivated. I'm extremely busy. I try to be on it. Obviously, not to toot my own horn, but I'm in demand because I can solve financial problems, or financial opportunities. I can also help people go in the right direction. I do have a team. It's not just me, but the reality of it is I'm here to help motivated people to make a decision, whether a business makes sense or does, real estate make sense, and there's some people that just look, you're working 70 hours a week already in your W-2 and you're, but if I can influence somebody ethically to make the decision into business ownership, yes, I'm going to say, look, take the risk on yourself for once. Don't play it safe 100% of the time. Now, I'm not going to tell you to quit tomorrow because we got to build up 6 to 12 months of reserves. But if there's a plan and you have the desire, I think that's the type of people we want to work with. That's why in some of we really want to work with high achievers, right? Because those are people that are high achievers. You put them in any environment and they're going to win. You're going to win in business. So ideal person is not somebody that's like, I don't know what I can do. There's somebody that's driven, that's frustrated by the system, and we want to help them get unfrustrated and get into the ownership era, because I believe going forward, owning like it has been for the last, thousands of years is the way to go. And Michael Zuber is one that can attest to that he was a W-2 employee, paid well, didn't really he liked his job, but he knew there was something better. So what did he do? He sacrificed for 10, 12 years and lived below his means and bought real estate. And, he's one of the fortunate people at 45 years old that said, hey, I don't need to work anymore. And many of us, including myself, aren't in that position. We have to build and build and build to get there, but we can all get there. We just got to put in the work.
Folks, it all starts with onerentalmeeting.com. Go get your 15 minutes. Even if you just get the 15 minutes to say, thank you, Bo, comment on the channel. Concierge to Small Business Lending. Bo, you're amazing. And don't forget to check out your book with Tom Wheelwright on Amazon. What's it called?
From Paycheck to Freedom.
Love that title. Great title.
Yeah, I have my second book's, the draft's already done. You're actually going to go in my third book, which is The Triangle Method. The second book is actually going to have a course with it. It's going to be like a low ticket course, like $27, $47. It's how to get SBA financing to buy your first business. It's going to be a book with a course, I think, on Thinkific. And so because that'll be for people that just want to put their toes in the water. But I figure that's a good way to get to that million people I want to touch. Right. So that book's it's in rough drafts done and going to the editing phase now.
It's fun to see you work. You work at the speed of light, Bo. You are amazing, an action taker. Thank you so much.